Who do you think is going to win Champions League this year?
Win the Champions League?
No, I'm saying, who do you think is going to win the what crap, dude?
The Premier League?
The Premier League. My bad.
I think it's
bad.
Man City. I think Man City easily is going to win it again. This will be the 4th year in a row.
Dang.
Yeah, they're. I don't see anyone taking them out. That was one of the things I learned today.
And Newcastle United.
I do not see Newcastle United taking Man City out. I think Manchester City are like the team that you could see it in the second half. It's just like once Pep makes his halftime adjustments, they just come out and it's just like a machine. They go out and they do their job, and it's demoralizing. Like, they deflated the entire crowd immediately. Because it's just like they come out and
that's tough for a new team too.
Yeah. The new team came in with all the energy in the world because they finally got promoted.
Right.
But I mean, and I think most of them expected. Nobody expected them to win against Manchester City, and they actually put up a good fight, good performance, which is why I think that they're not going to get relegated. But yeah, Man City, they just come in. They're a well-oiled machine. Everything works like clockwork. They're really well managed, and they've got a lot of talented players. I don't see anyone dethroning them.
Okay.
So this is based on all of my abundance of knowledge. I think. Let me go bottom 3 first, and then I'll get to the top.
I'm interested in the bottom 3, honestly, more than the top, because I want to know who you think is going to get
right.
voted.
So I think Luton Town and Sheffield United are going back down.
These are the two that just promoted.
They
up.
just promoted.
Okay.
I think they're going back down. I think that potentially either the Wolverhampton, or Everton might join the relegation squad this year. Everton is not. I just don't know what they're going to do. They didn't make any real moves during the off season, and they've just kind of been hanging around towards the bottom of the table for a while.
It's tough to watch a team do that too, because you have such high hopes, especially if you're a fan of that team.
Yep.
You have such high hopes for them to actually do something. I assume Everton didn't do well last season.
No,
so.
they've been bottom of the table for a while, surviving. But I don't think I think that Burnley. I think that they're going to get out of that relegation zone. So somebody's going to have to be relegated.
And maybe honestly in a position like Everton's in, where they've been bottom of the table for so long, maybe a little relegation might not hurt them to get knocked down just a little bit. I know they lose money and status and all this stuff, but to be able to have something to fight for again might actually light a fire in that club.
Everton would handle relegation better than a lot of clubs could, I think. But I mean, I'm over here talking all this big game like I know stuff.
Hey, you sound good. You sound confident.
I'm saying it with my chest.
Yeah, it sounds like you got it, bro. I'm listening to you. I'm like, yeah, hey, bro.
I think Everton could handle a relegation better than a lot of clubs could.
Yeah.
Just because they're sort of like a fixture in football. They've been around for forever. I don't know though. I mean, we've seen clubs get relegated and it completely destroys them, and within a decade they're all the way down into out of the pros.
Yeah, Wrexham is a good example of that. Yep.
Yeah. So I think Luton Town, excellent story, but I think they're going back down, and I think Sheffield United, also a good story. I think they're going back down.
Man.
Top 4 though, I think it's going to be Man City at the top is at number 1.
You're calling the 4-peat. You're just like, they've got it. They've locked it down.
I don't think anyone has a chance. If anyone has a chance to beat them, I think potentially Arsenal. So I'm thinking Manchester City, Arsenal, which is exactly what happened last year. 1-2. And then, or actually, I might. This is tough.
Man, this is fun. No, this is fun. I feel like I can see your brain being racked right now.
Because there's several teams. Like, I think Liverpool's going to have a better year than they had last year.
Okay.
Liverpool had a rough year last year. I could see them finishing top 4.
Okay.
But I could also see, Manchester United finishing second.
Whoa, so
third.
So you think the two Manchesters back to back?
I think Manchester United might not finish that high this year, but I think that they will. I think that they'll probably do exactly what they did last year and finish third. And honestly, I think I'm just gonna, dude. That's just gonna be the same exact prediction.
You're gonna
of what
say
happened
Newcastle?
last year.
Yeah.
The exact
Yeah.
same thing that happened last year. I think that, but I think there are several teams that have a chance. I think Liverpool. I actually think Tottenham have a chance to take in the top 4, even without Kane.
That's my question I was going to ask you, because a lot of people think that Tottenham is going to tank this year.
I don't think so. They have Richarlison, who's probably going to take that spot. Son's probably going to step up to be. I don't know. They've got a new manager, and from all accounts, and I haven't seen him play yet this year, but from all accounts, he's got him playing a different brand.
Really?
Yeah.
So how does that work? Because I know in their academies, it's like they're taught the same kind of football from academy to team. So if a new manager comes in with a new style, how does that work out? Do you know?
I really don't know about when a manager comes in. I just know that they're playing differently than they've been playing underneath the last managers.
Interesting.
And I think they still have a chance. I do. I think one thing that people don't factor in with this, and you guys roast me if I'm wrong on this, I think that the fact that Tottenham don't have to play European competitions is actually going to help them, because they're only playing Premier League competitions this year.
Wow. Yeah,
they missed out. This is the first time they haven't qualified for European football since 2008.
Dang.
So
that's 15 years?
Yeah, so
Dang,
they don't have that extra game. Think about this. So Newcastle United this year now has an extra game to play. They have extra within their week.
That's right, yeah.
So they have to focus on multiple competitions, multiple trophies.
So you're saying Tottenham may come out with a more refined
I'm saying
mindset.
it could be a good year for Tottenham, because they have a new manager and they have more time to perfect his way of playing, because they don't have to deal with other competitions.
And with the less competition, the less eggs you have in different baskets, you don't have to worry about maybe injury as much, maybe fatigue as much, because you're not running your guys ragged playing these different things.
I think for them, this could be a benefit.
All right.
So that's my opinion, and I'm sure that what is going to happen is they're going to make it look that way, and then just stab you right in the heart and do something.
They're gonna do great until, like, I don't know, the last 10 games, and then it's just gonna tank.
Concede 2 goals in 1 minute at the very end, something like that.
Something outrageous that only that club could do.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in this, and I just want your honest opinion. Who's the dark horse? Who's the one that you would say, if they're going to surprise everybody?
Brighton.
Okay, I need you to explain that one.
I think Brighton are really well coached and really well managed as far as like an ownership perspective goes.
Wow.
And I think they're going to sneak up on people. I think they had a good year last year.
Did they make any major moves over the offseason that surprised you at all? Or that kind of stood out to you?
I couldn't tell you honestly.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't followed transfer market as closely this year, so I wouldn't be able to know. I wouldn't be able to tell you whether they have or not. But I do think dark horse, they could potentially finish top 4.
Dang.
I wouldn't expect that though. I think Brighton will probably finish somewhere around, top 6, top 8, somewhere in that range.
And I feel like finishing in that range, though you're not finishing in the top 4, that's still like a really, really solid place to be. You have no fear of relegation. You know that you had at least a decent season. You're probably above 500, and you're looking at it and going, okay, we're not the best we can be, but we're certainly not the worst. We have some things that we can improve on, but this was a solid footing for us to land on when it's all said and done. I feel like as a fan of any sport, like if your team can just do that consistently and then have bursts where they win and do well more than they have during that time, I feel like it's easier to support it. It rallies more fans around it. If your team sucks all the time and then they have one good season, you get a lot of bandwagon fans, but then if they go back to sucking again, everybody jumps ship. But if you can just build in some consistency of being
Right.
good. I feel like it can bring about some good things for them. So that's interesting, man. That's gonna be someone I have to keep an eye on now.
Yeah, I'm following Brighton this year. I think, like I told you, my 3 teams are gonna be Brighton, Tottenham, and United. But to be fair, I'm gonna follow the Premier League so close that I'm probably gonna be following everybody.
That's right.
But those are the teams. Like Brighton is one that I really like, so it'll be fun to watch them. They kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know the whole backstory of their history, so I'm going to do a video where I research them and kind of learn about Brighton.
Is Brighton the one you were telling me they have the blue and white kits?
Blue and white,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, their blue and white kits are cool. And they, like I said, I don't know the history, but I know that they came out of nowhere. Kind of. It's sort of like a surprising story about Brighton because. They don't have the same storied history as a lot of the other clubs.
Right.
So,
okay.
That. Yeah. So that's my prediction on the Premier League for this year. Let me run those top 4 again. I'm gonna go ahead and lock my picks down.
You're going. This is straight up 1 through 4 in order.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. Just gotta go with it. Manchester City.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Manchester United. I think it's going to be. Liverpool.
Whoa.
No. Yeah, Liverpool.
Okay. I need to know who number 4 is going to be.
Dude, this is so tough. I shouldn't have done it. Arsenal.
Wow.
I think that's the top 4. I think Newcastle. I think having that extra game is going to be tough for them this year.
All right. I'm interested to see it. I mean, it's been a while since Newcastle's been good, so they could fumble the bag. And
they might. So here's what might happen. They might underperform a little bit in the Premier League and overperform in Champions League. So you could see them they might, because I think here's the thing: you got to figure out which competitions are you going to take seriously.
Yeah.
Not everyone can be like Manchester City or Manchester United in the 90s and just go out and win all of the competitions.
That's right. That's right. Or Barcelona for a decade and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. All right, I can respect that. I respect that. Obviously, I don't know everything there is to know about these teams. I'm interested in your Liverpool pick, and I want to see how people respond to that and where people stand with you on that.
I think Liverpool, they've been good for a while, and then just last year was a down year for them.
Man.
I think they'll be back. I think people are sleeping on them a little bit just because of last year.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that's my top 4. I guess we can close out this Premier League conversation.
Yeah. This has been fun. I'm excited because this is the first season for me of actually following the game and being able to jump right in from the top of the Premier League. I have a team that I'm going to be holding close to. That's Newcastle. First game is tomorrow. Looking forward to watching.
Oh, you're playing Brighton tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. No, I think actually no. I don't think we play.
Somebody's playing Brighton tomorrow.
We play. This isn't the right schedule.
What the heck?
Is
that it? You're playing Aston Villa.
Yeah, we play Aston Villa tomorrow.
So that's a team to watch too.
At 11:30 a.m. our time. I think it's gonna be a good game. Of course, I think we're gonna win, but
Brighton's playing somebody that I thought they were gonna.
Oh, here I can click on it right here. Brighton is going to play.
Luton Town. Yeah, they're going to smoke them.
Oh yeah, that's another one that.
Yeah. Luton Town just promoted. It's an amazing story. Really, it is. It's such a good story.
Is it one worth looking into?
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. They did a little documentary on it.
Nice.
Luton Town Stadium is literally you have to walk through
that's the one you were telling me about,
residential area.
Yeah, you have to go through backyards and stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. I love that. Imagine living that close to a stadium.
Right. But imagine being that small of a club and you're in the top flight league.
Dude.
So imagine we started a team over here and we just got really good, but we're playing playing on the seminary campus.
Oh my gosh.
And then they have to televise Premier League match from this field.
They're probably going to draw in more visitors than they actually have home fans at some point.
I think that they're going to have to make some renovations to accommodate that, but I don't know what all is going to go down there.
Maybe if they stay in the league. If there's no point in doing all that if you're only going to be up here for a year.
Yeah.
Man, that's fun to know. I got to look into the story now.
Yeah, Luton Town's a cool story.
Yeah.
What I learned from this game is that Man City can win even when they play poorly. They won 3-0 today,
Mm-hmm.
and they did not have a great game. Throughout that whole first half, City were kind of on their heels because Burnley was pressing a lot.
Wow.
And so there was a
So when you use the word pressing, I'm coming from a basketball knowledge. Do you mean that
It's similar.
so pressing across the field on defense, like
similar, yeah.
like putting
So
the brakes on them?
pressing is like when they're building a play up from the back line, or anywhere, whoever has the ball, they're pressing him. They're getting up close and
Cool.
trying to force a turnover, trying to force them out of possession.
Cool.
And Burnley were pressing a lot in the game, and so what ended up happening is for about a 15 to 20 minute like section of the game, Man City was turning the ball over a lot, and they're known for possession. They're known for being a team that dominates having possession, and they were having trouble with Burnley's press for a little while. Burnley ran like a 5-man back line for a while, which was pretty cool for me to see.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting in all of that. But another storyline that came out of that game that I think is it's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Is Kevin De Bruyne. He's, I think, the best midfielder in the game for Man City. He got injured.
I have to say, I saw a thing. He broke something.
I don't know what the injury was.
Okay, I know. And maybe that's not true. I just remember like I had a flash on my phone that was like star for Man City gets injured.
It was only like 20 minutes into the game.
Dang,
and
dude.
the problem is he got also injured in the Champions League final. So he's I think he's injury prone at this point. He's one of the best midfielders in the game. He's actually, and I'm like I said, I'm not a Man City fan.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin De Bruyne is one of my favorite players to watch because he's really good. Like probably the best passer I've ever seen. And I know you guys are gonna let me know of all the better passers.
Yeah,
I know he's not the best passer. Best passer I have seen, like with my own eyes, watching in the live game.
Right.
He distributes the ball really well. And he was having a good game before he went down, too. So they were giving him too much space. That was one of Burnley's big mistakes. They were giving him too much space to operate, and he can make an accurate pass. So he was just finding everyone. Haaland scored 2 goals because Haaland, that's what he does. RIP for my fantasy Premier League team.
What happened?
I made the mistake of not captaining Erling Haaland.
So
I didn't captain him.
Why would you not?
All right,
so on. You drafted. I'm sorry. What is the proper language here around the fantasy?
Yeah,
league?
it's not a draft. You just pick your squad and then you run it up against the other people in your league, and they have a point system, sort of like a table.
So the captaining, what's that all about?
I'm kind of a noob at the whole fantasy stuff, but I know that captain gets, I think he gets like double points or something like that. And all the other guys in my league, except for one, were all like. Erling Haaland is captain, obviously.
Wow. Okay.
Playing against Burnley, and I thought I had Erling Haaland as my captain, but here's what happened. Okay.
I need to hear this.
Freaking Harry Kane, he messed everything up. Okay, so he has been playing this little drama game between will I go to Bayern Munich or will I stay at Tottenham? Will I go or will I stay? So I picked him and put him on my team.
Okay.
I had to do atrocious things to my back line. Like I had to pick like the lowest rated players so that I could get Erling Haaland because you have a salary cap. So,
no way.
Yeah. So,
okay, this is cool.
So I had to get Erling Haaland and Harry Kane on my squad. I was like, I need the 2 best strikers, but in order to do that, I have to get just bottom of the barrel players to play on my back line.
Right.
Because you can't afford to get everyone that you want.
That's right.
So I did that. I finessed it to where I had both of them there. And then Harry Kane does this whole drama thing where he's like, I don't know if I'm going to go, if I'm going to stay. Right. So I was watching all day long because I knew I had a cutoff before I could actually – like there's a cutoff before you can transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I need to know if he's going so I can get rid of this guy and get somebody else on my squad. And he announced just in time before the season kicked off. I was like, okay, he's going to Bayern Munich. He's no longer a Tottenham Hotspur. He's no longer a Spur.
Right.
So – I went in and I kicked his butt off my squad, which he cost like 12 million. Like he was high. He's the second highest priced player in the Premier League. So getting rid of him actually freed up quite a bit of space. I was able to get Son from Tottenham. I got him because he's a little higher priced, and I was able to get some more quality players. And so I put that all together. Harry Kane messed me up. So during that time. when I was getting rid of Harry Kane and I added Son to my lineup, I didn't realize I added him as captain.
Oh no!
So I thought I had Erling Haaland as my captain.
You can only do one captain,
or you can do vice captain, but I didn't think about it.
Right.
I wanted to give Erling Haaland my captain, captain, my captain, like everyone else. We were gonna give him that. So turns out I went in there after the fact. I was like, sick. He's really like, because he scored 2 goals today on his first game, so I was like, it's gonna be sweet. But Harry Kane messed me up.
Dang.
Son better have a hat trick in his next game. Because I'm dependent on him now.
You're gonna need something. So let me ask you this, because I'm very interested now in how this whole works. I was supposed to be in that. Are you doing this? The one you're doing with the subscribers?
Yeah, in my Discord community.
So shameless plug. Become a member, and you get access to stuff like this on Luke's channel.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, this behind the scenes stuff. There's a whole Discord channel that is informative and hilarious. Like anything that happens in the football world, they talk about, and it helps me stay up to date on stuff, but it's also really, really fun to be a part of.
Great group of guys.
Yeah, and we've been able to kind of lately educate them on American football and that system, so that's been fun. But anyway, so I was supposed to be in this league, but I kind of missed the cutoff, and so I'm confused on how all this works. Like, how are points scored in this thing?
I have no idea. All I know, I have 15 points.
Okay, so you have 15 points. All right, so you said there's a salary cap.
Yeah.
Is there like a draft system, or do you just go in and get whoever can get there first kind of thing?
No, so it doesn't work that way. So like everyone in my league, we all have Erling Haaland on our team. So it's not a draft system. It's not like American football. Fantasy
so it's just
football.
who you can afford?
Yeah, you're becoming a manager of a team, and you're trying to fit the salary cap and pick, because you got to pick all 11 positions.
Okay.
It's not like American football, fantasy football, where you only pick skill positions.
So you have to pick. You have to have a goalie and everything.
All 11
Dude,
positions.
that's so much better, I think.
Yeah, so you have to pick them all. But so everyone kind of has a different squad, but almost everyone who's playing is going to have Erling Haaland on their team, because he's just going to score goals.
That's right.
So so there's that, but it's different in that sense. They do have Fantasy Premier League. A draft system. You can do a draft, but most people don't do that.
Back up. So this is only the Premier League?
Yeah.
There's no other leagues involved?
Not in this, no.
Okay. Do you know of any?
Probably. They're probably.
I wonder how they would score that, though. Like, would it be more beneficial? I mean, you pick up Messi in any league, it's going to be great, but would it be more beneficial to pick up Messi because he's in the MLS and he's going to score more?
Oh, I'm sure that they probably have like fantasy leagues for each league. So like there's probably the Major League Soccer fantasy.
But you don't think there's one that like does all of the leagues together?
I doubt it. That'd be cool if they did.
Yeah, that would be a crazy.
Like
I just
FIFA
don't
league.
Exactly. Yeah, I just don't know how they would make that all
FIFA
work.
fantasy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all let me know. Obviously I'm a noob as well.
This is kind of like a sidebar to everything that we're talking about right now, and we can come back to this in a second. But I got to make you aware of something. You dislike FIFA as much as I do. I'm a few months into this, and FIFA is already really annoying to deal with and to look at. And
they don't work with creators.
No, and they don't function well, I think, for the fans. Like they remind me so much of like an American company that's money hungry. But did you see recently what happened between them and EA Sports?
Yeah, I did see this.
Dude, it was crazy. So they, rumor has it that FIFA is going to make their own game in competition with EA, but I think it's going to fall flat on its face. You know, it's not going to be done well. If the 2026 logo is any indication,
World Cup logo.
My gosh, if it's any indication of that crap, of how well they can actually do something and be creative, it's going to be garbage.
Yeah, so I think there's going to be another game that gets created by EA, and I'm interested to see what EA does if they actually come up with a better product. Because, I mean, even then, EA had been, according to people who play FIFA a lot, EA had been putting out the same, kind of like what they do with Madden.
No, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's repackaged. It's the same thing. They hardly ever improve it.
The FUT, I think, is what they called it,
right.
and then in MUT and Madden, both of those things ruined the game because then they just cared about microtransactions and all that, and your players that bought the game for things that they've wanted to do, like franchise and all that stuff.
I love that stuff. That's the reason I play.
Yeah, and they quit adding features to that and only cared about the Ultimate Team side of things, and you see that tanks the game. And I think EA Sports is smart enough to wake up to it, and I think they're going to make a better game. I think the name of the game that they've got is like football. what was it called? Something football.
I can't.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, the fact of the matter is they separated from FIFA. It's hilarious. FIFA lost a ton of money on this because I didn't realize this, but they could go and get the individual rights to these teams apart from FIFA.
Right.
Which is fantastic because you couldn't do that in the NFL like here in America. Like you have to go through that organization in order to obtain rights to these other teams. So this is really cool.
Yeah, and so the other great thing about this, now, or the thing that I'm petitioning EA to give us in this game.
Okay.
My number one pet peeve with FIFA, the game right now, is the fact that you can create a player to play on any of these clubs, like, and play out your career, and it's actually pretty cool. Like, I love playing career mode. I love to create myself in the game and then live vicariously through my controller. Like, I'm actually a pretty solid player in the world of football. Okay, but the problem that they do, you cannot put a created player on the men's national team. So I want to play World Cup mode because World Cup mode is fun.
Right.
But I can't play for the U.S. I can only play with the team. Like they won't let you do that.
Why?
I have no idea, and it very much frustrates me because I want to win the World Cup from my country.
Yeah.
And parade around with my red, white, and blue.
Man, that sucks. That's just like that's a feature that you think would be like there. Like that sounds kind of like a no-brainer.
Yeah, EA, get that together, please.
Yeah. It's like some of the weird uniform things that they do in Madden sometimes where they're like, yeah, you can access this color scheme in the uniform that we have preset for you, but you can't go get those pants and put it with the helmet and stuff like in a different combination. It's like only what we set for you. And you're like, did you only have the rights to portray it in this particular fashion?
Why do they? I don't understand. Somebody who knows legal can explain, but why do they get the right to dictate how I imagine the sport playing out? It's not like I'm changing it in reality.
That was like the most real frustrated thing like any fan could say about that franchise because it is the way that EA functions.
Why do they have control over that? For real, like I'm not going out and creating a new club or a new franchise.
Well,
for
even
the NFL.
Here's the thing though, it's a video game, so like even if you were, you should be able to do that.
Right. It's a
like
video game.
I am giving you money for a simulated game. I'm not paying you. It's not like I'm deleting another team off the game or something like that. You can move franchises in Madden, but you can't create.
You can't create a new franchise anymore.
It's so stupid.
In Madden 07, which is my favorite.
Madden that's the goated Madden.
You could create your own team.
You could create your own playbook,
yeah,
and actually draw the plays yourself.
Awesome. You can't do that anymore. And I think they have this whole the NFL does this thing where it's like, well, we need to protect the shield and the image of the league. Like,
shut up.
What I do in the privacy of my Xbox playing. You have no control over that.
No, none at all. And it's not like you're going in here and like selling what you've created. You know what I mean? This is so stupid.
It's just fun.
Yeah, I could talk about the blight that EA Sports has been on the gaming community for a decade now. All
right, well, we'll end it here. I just want to say for those of you who stay through these conversations, those of you who watch the podcast, we really do appreciate that. Our seminary semester is literally starting next week, and so we do appreciate you guys hanging around and watching the content. We're probably going to slow down just a little bit on, at least for me, on my channel. I'm going to be slowing down just a little bit so I can keep up with my studies, but yeah, we're still going to try our best to make these podcasts a regular part of our schedule.
We are.
And
for me, content, I'll try to keep it at the pace I'm going. To be honest with you guys, the channel blew up at an unprecedented rate that I was not ready for as far as content creation goes because I just didn't have a solid schedule of recording and all that stuff yet, but working on it. Also welcoming a new child in the world in September, and I'm also a full-time student and full-time employee. So there's a lot going on, but I'm gonna try my hardest to get consistent content out. But thank y'all for bearing with us in this time and for the support. You guys have been incredible.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Anyway, with that said, we'll go ahead and end this episode here. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Deuces.